This is Patrick's first class, and we're going to approach MMA very differently today. Today we're analyzing like fighting, and for the last 5-10 minutes we've been analyzing wrestling. So Patrick, you never wrestled before, right? Okay, so Patrick's about my size, and what we're going to do is we're going to analyze or look at tendency of what happened when you wrestle but you never wrestled before. And there's positive tendency and there's negative tendency, or instinct. All right. So in most fighting, when you watch little kids fight, their instincts grab each other's head. Nothing wrong with that. If you can get a good headlock and control it well and grind it well, and prevent the guy from ducking under or controlling the hip, you can hip throw them. You can go kushiguruma. You can really give them a hard time. But if you grab the head wrong, they can duck underneath and single leg you, whatever. Okay. Some of the tendency maybe is to grab the leg or headbutt each other, whatever. So we're going to analyze that. And what we're going to do is we're going to analyze it from a combative point of view of how can we make it better? How can we make it either, if it's good, maybe you just have to be faster or more efficient at it. Maybe it's bad because it exposes certain things or it gets you in trouble, right? So we're going to analyze that. So Patrick and I will be wrestling for about maybe 2 minutes, all right? And obviously he never wrestled before. And I'm not a wrestler, but I run an MMA school, so by default, I'm learning wrestling. And we're going to see where it goes, right? And as you observe, you're going to see certain tendency that he does. And we're going to try to make those tendencies better, okay? So go ahead. What's one of his tendencies?
He seems to go under a lot.
He's going underneath a lot because he's coming in with his head. And he's leading with his head, but he's not driving with the rest of his mass. So if you lead with your head, you don't drive your mass, I will advance that position. And what happens is the center mass is here, and I'm going to manipulate the center mass. You can come in with your head first, but you want to minimize it by having your head at a certain angle like this, rather than like this. So every time he comes in like this, I'm going to start manipulating it. Versus coming in like this, like a slight lead, like that. There you go. So he's going to try to come underneath me and spear me. See the difference? Because when he does that, he's minimizing his shoulder from dropping over his knee. And when his shoulder drops over his knee, there's no weight on his back leg. Okay? But when you kind of point upward and come in like this, notice your butt is pointing down, so your mass is down. So in other words, when you're going forward, you're going forward with the rest of your mass, versus leading with your head and then pulling the rest of your body.
It's like when playing baseball where your weight has to be on the back foot.
That's right. So if you come in like this, your head is pulling the rest of your body. Therefore, I can manipulate that. Versus if you kind of point down and come in like this, your mass is still pointing down, so the rest of the mass is driving. So go ahead, come in like this. There you go. Yeah, there. So the difference is a lot harder. But now keep that. There you go. Okay, see that? Now my hands are all over the place. Okay, he can push my hand away. Good. And now he body locks it. Body locks my body. Okay, now he has control over my body. But look at this. So keep on going. So he has to be careful not to duck his body again. He has to come in, and now he has to fill this space, so he's going to move his hip in. There. And now he's going to take this head, he's going to help me this way and buckle his knee this way. Go ahead. Boom! There. But you don't want to go backward, you want to bring me this way a little bit. Okay? Because if you go backward and you fight someone bigger than you, you're going to end up scrambling. Okay, so go ahead. Boom! Okay, so did he do it right this time?
Yes.
Versus before, he was like this. Okay, and now look at this mass, he's going to close that mass. Yes! Okay? And if this is a real fight, he wants to control it, come down with me. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so that's already 1 pointer. Okay? That's okay. Let's try it again, and let's see what other tendency that he has. Okay, so we're minimizing it. We're like sitting a reconnaissance team, and we're discovering how this different planets, how these humanoid fights, right? And what we want to do is we want to win by analyzing how they fight. Or maybe we are Patrick, and we're making a mistake every time we fight them, and we want to minimize that. Okay, go ahead. So yes, keep it up. There you go. Keep it up. There you go. Good. Okay, so I countered. He came in. So instead of hugging his body, this spear is bigger than my hand. Okay, all you have to do is raise your elbow, raise your elbow. See, I can't control this spear, the circle. So instead of controlling it, come this way, this rope is engaging my center of mass. I'm going to make this rope inefficient by hooking it and driving it, and that's what he fucked me doing. And he tries to buckle me back, but I minimize the ability to control me. Then I try to buckle me, go ahead, try to buckle me. I reverse position, and now from here I go this way. Okay? So, when you hug my body, okay, yeah, hug my body. I can hug his body, but anatomically, my hand is not efficient in hugging a spear that's bigger than his back, his body. So instead of hugging him, unless I'm bigger than him, or I attack here, what do we do next? Kill the rope. So we kill the rope, go ahead. And now we're fighting for lower body position, go ahead. And now we can either do Uchimata, okay, go come back up, or we switch position on him, okay? And look at all the space. We always want to try to keep our space. So think of there's two masses. Right now, the center of mass is here and here. When we engage, the center of mass is here. But when I want to throw him, I want to shift the center of mass toward him. See, I want to shift the mass toward him. So in other words, my center of mass is constantly changing. Everyone got that? So right now, we're not engaged, we're not attached to each other. Where's the center of mass for him? Right there, right here. We engage, right now the center of mass. We're still not really, the center of mass is still very independent. But the minute we start colliding, now the center of mass is constantly getting shifted back and forth. Now if I push too much, he can manipulate that. Everyone got that? So now we're going to grapple. We're going to try to understand center of mass. We're going to try to understand how to drive in. We don't want to drive in, we don't want to go with the head first and pull the rest of the body. We don't want to be a train. We want to be a battle ram. So the battle ram, the acceleration is coming from what? The back wheel, right? The rear wheel, okay? We don't want to be a train where it's pulling everything. Everyone got that? Okay? So we want to go like this. Okay, versus running in, and that's what little kids do when they wrestle with each other. Right? Is that cool? So let's give that a try and figure that out.